Namaste and welcome, beloved mighty companions, to the holy circle of infinite light. All the love given to us by the Father to come together every day in holiness to celebrate what's already holy and cease to pretend that we're not holy, that this isn't very holy. It's like learning from scratch what holiness is. Like even holiness, the ego can make holiness a concept. Yeah, that idea of being good. If I'm good, I'm holy, the little catechism. Holy Communion when I was 7 in a little white dress. What's holiness? I feel like I have to ask Jesus everything. He says you'll be happier that way. That's what it is. It's so true. To not even know what happiness is. He said that's your function, and not even know, because we have like a little idea. Without even being happy, there's an idea of what happiness is. How about that? Happiness, the creation, miscreation of a body and a world. That's the play. Dabbling in unhappiness. Like it's really, okay, so you're made as happiness, and then we're going to pretend like we're unhappiness so we can wake up to happiness. How's that going to work? Exactly. Just really think, you can't even think about it. Just like be with that for a while. It's like, wait a minute, let me see. So I'm made as happiness, but I don't know that I'm happiness because I hadn't wanted to have an adventure and fall asleep and think that I really wasn't happy. So I could suffer until I realized that's not true. Is that all desired experience, Jesus? We can ask him. You hear the yes, that's all desired experience. Every bit of it, and hear the yes. Every shred of what's happening or seems to be happening. The experience here is you don't get less dependent on Jesus, you get more. You see that you're totally dependent on Jesus. And that's the only happiness there is, actually. To be guided so gently to see, I offer only miracles today. We're offering them to ourselves. Offer a miracle to myself, for I would have them be returned to me. He's teaching us from scratch that giving and receiving are one. He says concepts deny that giving and receiving are one. They're a way to like block it. The miracle, just the little house of cards come tumbling down. Can't stand up to the power of a miracle. And then being shown where the miracle's just absolutely not wanted. It goes so deep into the mind to see the desire for a body over God. Yet that's the gateway out, isn't it? There's so much love in that. Looking. Just go ahead. Show me what I've denied because it's true. And no fear can stand before that kind of deep looking with him. No fear stands before that. It is the path out of fear. Just direct seeing what's denied. Father, a miracle reflects your gifts to me. Your son. Let's not even know what it means to be God's son. Like, not even know. Even that's a concept. Yes, Jesus says yes. Can you show us just what it is to be God's son, like from scratch, like we don't know, like I don't know, I have no idea. He says you don't need to know anything about it. You're already it. See that the light's not going, okay, what's the Son of God? Just is. Yeah, he's just saying, give up miracles, give up the idea, just naked. Much happier. And see the desire to cover over all of the unknowing, try to cover it over. Pack it into some kind of little box. As though infinite could be known somehow. That salvation could be, we could actually know salvation. Ask Jesus, do I actually know what salvation is? And hear him say, no. Even salvation, the ego can make that a concept. It's like Jesus, God will talk salvation and the ego talks salvation. Every word. See how every word is got its own little, ego has its own little fiefdom around that entire word. Just that word, it'll have a fiefdom around salvation. You know, how it just builds castles, a whole construction. It's like the perfect picture. I'll post it. It ended up in one of our videos, and because we've been talking about phones, like just something so only simple like a phone. And somebody had a picture. It's so true. They had a picture of a phone, and it was a whole castle constructed. How the whole world is like the phone. Like if I don't have my phone, I'll be lost. And how we take little thoughts or words and just the whole fabrication, it's quite mysterious. But if it's believed, it's like, whoa. The phone becomes the source of hell. And then we say, oh, Jesus, I don't like it. When we do like it, we can, Jesus, I really relish hell. When he starts showing you how much you relish hell, relish it. Then you go, boy, I need a miracle on that. Relishing hell. That's very humbling. Hell's a concept too. It's just a closely guarded, held it so tight. I don't want to see that hell is a concept. Father, a miracle reflects your gifts to me, your son. See how the miracles are like they shine. They're like a little shining. They're the wake-up call. Instead of being upside down about identity, we can go straight up, pointing right back to heaven. See, but the pointing isn't to something outside, it's pointing to see it's here now. That's all a miracle can do. It can only point to what's here now. It can't change, love. Can a miracle change? It's an expression of love. It's a reminder that love's always here. Even when we're saying no. I don't want infinite, not a shred of it. I want a body more than God. That's a deep one. Look with Jesus on that one. Just feeling that energy. Oh, wanting a body more than God. It's so great to look that way. No guilt whatsoever. Just clears, let that energy come into awareness. And knowing that it's impossible to have a body, yet seeing how the experience is desired. And asking for a miracle, change in perception. And every one I give returns to me. Jesus says, every miracle I give, yes. Return to me, yes. Reminding me the law of love is universal. Jesus is the law of love universal. We can see in the light of divine being, it can't be another way. Is love anything other than universal? Even here, it takes a form which can be recognized and seen to work. The miracles I give are given back in just the form I need to help me with the problems I perceive. We can ask Jesus about the desire to perceive problems. He says that's the whole function of consciousness. And we talked about that shark comes like a whole display, like just a mysteriously stunning display. And then that one thing that consciousness plays in to choose to see, to pretend like here comes, little sharks right there coming looking for. But we can't hide from it because it appears in all forms to see the reflections that this is so and totally impossible. And I loved it. It's so humbling. Diablo, I think I've spoken about Diablo, love spirit. Diablo, the Black Panther, that he was, they found, he was in a zoo or something, someplace in a small cage, and he was taken out and he was purchased by this kind of cat, big cat park. And the owner really loved cats. He just loved those big cats. And so he took Diablo and he put him in a big outdoor, what a metaphor this is, a big outdoor compound. It's, like a sanctuary. And he had a little cage he could go in. Well, Diablo was mad. He wouldn't come out of that cage. He was so angry. This is so, I'm not coming out. And anybody get close to that cat, he's like, oh, he's going to rip him, he's shred him. This sounds familiar if we really look at this one. See, start looking at the symbols. Anyway, and so someone talked to him and said, look, there's this animal person, she speaks to animals. And he's gone, no, this is impossible for her to talk to an animal. You can find this video on the internet. It's really precious. We'll put a link in the Facebook group because it's just so, oh my goodness, so spectacular. So anyway, so he says he finally agrees to have this animal whisperer come in, and she just sits down with Diablo and starts listening to him and starts telling him, first of all, he does not like his name Diablo, which is like devil or something like that. And he wants his name changed. And that's so great. He wants his name changed. They agreed to change his name to Spirit anyway. And, so she had like a little talk with the cat and told him, that they really did care about him. And he didn't like that. And he wanted to know what happened to the other little cats. There were some other little young ones, and he was worried about them. I think a pair of twins or something. He wanted to know what happened to them. And so she communicated all this, and the owners just kind of floored against the wall about this whole thing. See, this is how we just don't know. We have to have these things in consciousness to show us that we know nothing that we think we know. And so after she talked to Diablo and told them they had no expectations of him, can you imagine? Diablo decided that he was going to he just went out and explored his cage, and he was like really happy. Of course, the owner was like completely floored by this and started learning. She taught him how to talk to the cats. So he started actually talking to him, Diablo. Then he got called Spirit, and he changed his name. Mm-hmm. How about that for a little display in consciousness? Mm-hmm. About communication, that we don't know what communication is. Pure infinite love. Pure infinite love is communication. That's all there is of communication. So the same animal whisperer, they're having a lot of shark attacks. I think I'm not sure where it was. It was in California or somewhere like. And so they asked her to go talk to the sharks and get the scoop on sharks. If this is the most incredible display in consciousness. So she talked to shark consciousness, and they told her that they just are attracted to fear. What a symbol. And competition. They'd be curious about it. And so whenever these surfers, they would be in a state of fear and competition, and sharks are attracted to that. How about that? What a symbol. It's all in consciousness, none of it's abjectly true, but it's a helpful pointer, and what did she say? What'd she say about it? It's profound. You can find her video on that too. She said, stay in the now. What's the solution when you go swimming? Be in presence, in love. And that's the play of consciousness. It's attracted. The addiction is to fear. What a symbols these are. These are great symbols. And see the addiction. Jesus, am I addicted to the experience of fear, to deny divine being? How badly do I want to have that experience of fear? And until we really look with them, that's what he says. That's experience here. Until we really, really look at how much we want a body more than God, we want fear more than God, all these things more than infinite light. And to deny the miracles, that we can't offer only miracles. Ask Jesus, Jesus, can I offer only miracles today? Supreme happiness. And he says, miracles are pointing to now. Infinite light now. He's just helping us where we don't want to be what is now, here. You can't even use now, but you can use now because there's no other word for it. To the totality of all that is. And having the willingness to look at where you don't want miracles. Because miracles are like natural, they're natural. given by God to his son to say, I love you, I'm with you always. But if we're saying no to miracles rather than I offer only miracles, that's it. Do I want to say no to miracles? Like, tell me honestly, Jesus. Is there anywhere that I'm playing like I want to hear honesty? It's so helpful to see that he is the only honesty. That's the only honesty there is. Because there's such an idea, if I'm honest and I admit I'm bad no, the only honesty is Jesus and God. And then there's honesty of God, which is admitting the no. Because we can't change that we're one with God. You can try every which way from Sunday. That's the play of consciousness, to try, no. As soon as those desires are looked at not to be God, it's like, why am I not God? Why am I not happy? The why is asked by the one who wants to keep the no. Whereas the admission saying, oh, I don't want this. You're right, Jesus. I do not want, but at least that's in honesty of God. No. No and triple no. And it's really helpful when he shows you how the quadruple, triple, super duper with extra gravy on it, no. And you can ask him, Jesus, do I need to see that so directly? Just for here, it just hasn't been another way. At least for me, for here, for me, for however that is, because there's not anyone else out there. There's just love there. And so being with honesty of God with Jesus, where he has been really shown me wanting to be a body, wanting to crucify, just, and then you see, oh, you're sitting there going, it can't happen. You know it. We know it cannot happen. Going, it's impossible. Yet here it is. Yes, here is this desire below the level of awareness to cover over infinite. When that energy is released, there's just like happiness, so much happiness. Reminding me the laws of love. Law of love is universal. Even here, it takes a form which can be recognized and seen to work. The miracles are given in just the form I need to help me with the problems I perceive. So, Jesus, is there a desire to perceive problems? The wanting to perceive problems. Can you please show me the itch? To want problems more than God. Jesus, is there a desire to want an experience of problems more than God? He said that's a good one to spend time with mighty companions on. Wanting problems, the relishing, like having just the relishing. It's like, Jesus, take me to the relish point so I can really see it. Relishing fear, relishing hatred, relishing a body, relishing, and then pretending I don't want it. At the same time, ask him if that's how ego plays. But I don't want a body. It'll play like that. Father in heaven, it is different, for there are no needs. Jesus, in the light of divine being and honesty of God, in heaven, are there any needs? See, this is what we're arguing with Jesus about. He says yes. Claiming we actually have needs. Jesus, do I like to argue with you over that I have needs? You don't understand my needs, Jesus. That's so true. So therefore, I must be desiring an experience of needs. Jesus, is there any desire to experience needs? You want needs more than God. Okay, let's look at that directly. That itch for needs. You like to use needs to prove God is dead. That's why you like arguing with me about it. Yes, yes. And then that's honesty of God. See, we think we're going to be the play of consciousness. Oh, if we have this kind of conversation with Jesus, with how much we want a body and how much we want to play with problems, that we'll be struck dead. He says, that's how you're going to laugh, because you're going to see that's impossible. You can see that's impossible. In divine light doesn't have needs. And then you go, wait a minute, divine light, and you put needs, how does that work? It doesn't happen together. But because of there's a concept, the holding on to the concept of problems, the concepts of needs, the concepts of choice, the laundry list of no. Is that the laundry list? He says, yes. Jesus, do I really relish problems? He says, well, that's a gateway out to admit how much they're relished. Do I relish a body over God? Do I relish pushing love away with every fiber of being? That experience, do I relish that? All the relishing. Do I relish having needs? Relishing something over no thing, nothing, over infinite. Just admit it. Okay. Oh. And see that even though it's relished, one, it can't happen. It's not possible. It's just a little energetic stuff down out of awareness. And then we're always feeling like we have needs, and then we want to argue with Jesus about having needs and him not understanding our needs. Jesus, you don't know what I need. Let's just try saying that to him, because that's really that's what we're saying to him all the time. You don't understand what I need, God. And we're still loved anyway by him. Just to see that no matter how we want to reject ourselves, we're still loved by God. We can't change it. That's when the humor, it gets really funny and you start laughing. He says, yeah, this is why honesty of God is so important. We don't even know when we're speaking serpent. We think we're expressing to forgive, and it's really expressing to keep, not to look. It's expressing with about 100, yeah, but Jesus is in it. And keep the storyline, keep identity. He still loves us. Of course, he's always going to be here. But the ego can even use Jesus being here as an excuse not to talk to Jesus. Ask Jesus about that. He'll always be with me, you know, that kind of, yes, of course he's always with you. But see how the ego will even use that to cover over not looking with them right now. It'll create a whole future out of Jesus is here now. Now we can talk to him about everything. You can ask him about that. He'll tell you. The play in consciousness, even to turn Jesus into a concept, our own voice. He's the concept to undo all concepts, like forgiveness. But here on earth, the miracle is closer to your gifts than any other gift I can give. He's using miracles to teach us how to give the gift of God. Benevolence to ourselves through our brother. The gift of divine light, always shining. Then let me give this gift alone, which born of true forgiveness lights the way that I must travel to remember you. Yeah, he says every day spent time in miracles, giving miracles, and asking him which ones. To offer miracles, Jesus, are we to ask you first? What he still says yes, because you don't know which miracles are needed. He says it saves time to ask him. So he can just put the miracle right. He knows where the miracle pockets are, how to put the miracle right exactly what's needed for what's most helpful for seeing what's true. And where the miracles just not, where we're avoiding miracles like they're a plague. Jesus, is there a desire to experience miracles is difficult, painful? Avoid them anywhere in the subconscious mind. It's really humbling when you hear, yeah, look, you don't want miracles actually. You want the miracles that you want. And usually the miracles that you want, he's reminding me, are, because it's all for me, are the miracles in form. You're looking to form for miracles. You want the form to change, but it's your mind that changes, and then form just reflects what's in your mind. Peace to all seeking hearts today. The light has come to offer miracles to bless a tired world. It will find rest today, for we will offer what we have received. Jesus, am I willing to receive and offer and receive all the miracles? This is the calling of my heart. He says, know that the calling of your heart has been answered. To see that giving and receiving are one by your nature. Your Father would have you have unlimited miracles, even miracles without limit. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, brothers. Keep joining, he says, keep joining. There's so much joy. The joy that will come from this is beyond this world. Amen.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us to see what's true. Let's begin with the infinite light of being with Jesus, our brother, and our mighty companions. We're looking today at lesson 345. I offer only miracles today. And the desire given by Jesus for us to look at for healing is the desire to deny offering myself miracles today. So, Jesus, do I have this desire below my level of awareness?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. If Jesus reveals to you that you have a desire below your level of awareness, that you are valuing more than the love of the Father, admit the desire and ask for a miracle. Jesus, do I value the desire to deny offering myself miracles today more than I value the love of God? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, am I ready for a miracle on this desire, or is there more to see?
There's more.
More to see.
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 More. Jesus, will you show me that this desire does not have the value that I think it does? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Jesus, have I accepted a miracle in this desire? Yes. No.
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 There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire, as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire, or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Further.
Keep looking.
Deeper.
Deeper.
Deeper, deeper.
Jesus, do I value the desire to deny offering myself miracles today more than I value the love of God?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, am I ready for a miracle in this desire, or is there more to see?
More to see.
More.
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 More to see.
More to say.
Ready. Jesus, will you show me that this desire does not have the value that I think it does? Yes.
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 Jesus, have I accepted a miracle in this desire?
Yes.
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 No.
Yes.
No. There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire? Or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Deeper.
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 Deeper. Jesus, do I value the desire to deny offering myself miracles today more than I value the love of God?
Yes.
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 Jesus, am I ready for a miracle on this desire, or is there more to see?
Ready?
There's more.
More.
More to see.
More to see.
Jesus, will you show me that this desire does not have the value that I think it does? Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Jesus, have I accepted a miracle in this desire?
Yes.
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 Yes. There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire, as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire? Or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you? Complete for now.
Complete.
Complete for now.
Deeper.
Deeper. Jesus, do I value the desire to deny offering myself miracles today more than I value the love of God? Yes.
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 Yes. Jesus, am I ready for a miracle in this desire, or is there more to see?
Ready.
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 Ready. Ready. Jesus, will you show me that this desire does not have the value that I think it does?
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Jesus, have I accepted a miracle in this desire?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
There can be many miracles on the way to fully releasing a desire as Jesus moves us deeper into the hidden corners of the mind. Jesus, am I complete with this desire, or do I need to go even deeper and look further with you?
Complete.
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 Complete for now.
Complete.
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 I'm hearing we're complete for now. Thank you, Jesus, for helping us to see this differently, to change our minds about this desire, to deny suffering, offering myself miracles today. And now let's check within and ask Jesus to show us anything that he's been teaching us, something in particular that may stand out, or where he's revealed that we have heaven or hell flipped. And this is such a beautiful contribution to the whole. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll share, Mary. The word that came up for me this morning, and then as he's reminding me in the lesson today, is surrender. He's saying you're denying miracles because you're not fully willing to surrender yourself to love. Consciously, you're committed to it, but there's part of you deep down inside, below your level of awareness, that is opposed. And that needs to be disarmed, stopped, and overruled by the love of God. He said it takes faith and trust, no question. But he says that's why you're here. And just know that surrendering to God's love is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, David. He was showing me, as I started out with talking with him about this desire, that I didn't think it was possible. I had some sort of belief or block in place that was like, oh, this isn't going to happen. This is not going to be a happening thing. And yet I trusted in the process. He just keeps on hanging in there with me. And so I hung in there, and he says, I want to make it into some big complex thing, some effort, something Mary does. And I'm so glad I can laugh about it, because sometimes it seems so serious. And then it's as if that just washes away. It just disappears. It washes away. And it's very simple and very easy. Thank you, Jesus.
I'll share. Yes, listening to the two previous shares, it all has, these messages are for me, for all of us. It definitely relate to holding back on for the love of God, but not allowing all the Father's love for me. And I was given it's interesting because the lesson talks about, we get our miracles in this form that we need them, or they can be specific to our nonsense, the problems we perceive. So I kind of got that. I was quite irritated about something. And so I just kind of laid that there. That was what I was given to work on. And he took me quickly, he said, underneath. And one of the words I got, I'm very, very angry at God for casting me out. He cast me out. How I'm pissed off about him casting me out of heaven, and it's his fault. I really got down to, he was showing me how I'm blaming, and really like like these projections have steel rods on them. I'm not taking them back. There's no flexibility. So I said, okay, clearly I need a miracle. And then he also showed me how I'm wrestling him for power. I want it both ways. I don't want to take responsibility for making this shit show. And but he needs to take care of it. He needs to. So it's all this nonsense, but he made it very clear that this is the conflict. And I was really able, I got the sense of this practice is so powerful and beautiful. This is my power, to be open to listening to him, because there's no judgment. And for this is one of the sessions where I didn't have judgment about myself. I was just sitting there looking at the ridiculousness of blaming God and wanting all his power all at the same time. But at any rate, he took me down to that. And he really showed me how this stuff is intractable without his help, without me going and saying, okay, here, I need help and I want help. And he showed me the value that I was placing on this. And yes, when Mary said making a big deal of this, I got a shift in that, because I do desire the drama. You know, it's like always you know, who's big movie drama of how this all is supposed to look. And it's simple. Here it is. You asked to look with me. I'm showing you. What do you want to do? I'm suggesting you give it to me, but and it's really that. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for this today. Thank you.
Thank you, Fran.
I'll share. Sorry, Renee. Yeah, I got a lot out of the lesson today, and I loved when Kay was saying that the idea about the form, that we're attached to the form for how it's going to turn out. And I realized there's certain things that I just am not willing to have a miracle on. And it's true. There's a certain way I want it to show up. So that's my message that I got. And all the shares are very helpful. So thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Is anyone else feeling prompted to share what Jesus is telling you?
Yeah, I feel to share. It was very much what Martha mentioned about Kay. And something came in, a loud noise, actually, whilst I was on this call, and how I could see very directly how it was like a lot of noises here in Mexico. Yeah, they're okay. But somebody speaking loudly in the house, no. And it was so like, I am not accepting a miracle on this. I just was so stubborn and refusing. It's like the form has to change and then I can be okay. I'm not going to be okay while this is going on. So it was a lot of, stubbornness, pride. No. I'm not ready. I'm not willing. But just through the gentleness of just looking a little bit deeper, it's like, I'm opening to the miracle. But it does feel like, it's to be looked at continually today. And something that Mary, when Mary was laughing, it was like, it just reminded me of something that Renee said yesterday, the law of love, LOL, laugh out loud. And it was like, oh, that's all I need to do is to allow the law of love.
So yeah, thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Anne. Renee, were you wanting to share?
Yeah, I'm needing to ask again. So maybe in a moment. Yeah, it's what I'm hearing now is just there's so many opportunities. And it's all about specifics for me, because of this need for the solution to be informed. Then he's offering the miracle to just provide that immediate sense of relief that I can hand it over. And also he's helping me with like the way that I look at assignments and how I like just if I decide right away to invite him in, then there's all that support is provided in that, like it's already there. So the support's there, and then I'm saying no to that support. He's just showing me how I say no to that support. And it seems to come through the brothers, like through the mighty companions. As I am, learning to listen and speak only his voice and follow 100%. Whatever I was going to share, I thought I was going to share something, and then he just showed me that I don't know anything. Because it just, as soon as I thought I was going to share something in particular, then it was like, nope, you're not sharing that, you're sharing this. So, and I don't even know what I said. So, yeah, it just, other than right now, he just wants me to see that there is, I'm saying yes to this miracle. Oh, it was one miracle at a time. That's what it was. One miracle at a time, and just the gentleness of that. Thank you.
Thanks, Renee. Yeah, I've noticed that too. Sometimes I'll have a prompt to say something and I open my mouth and sometimes I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. And then I'm just allowing that to come through. And then afterwards, I don't remember what I said, but in the moment it was there. It was right there. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jesus, Voice for God, and the continual reminder today to offer only miracles to ourselves today. Thank you. Love and blessings.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you,
Mary.
everyone.
Thank you,
Beautiful
everyone.
share.
Brothers,
Yeah.
boy love.
Thank you.
Jesus.